A few years ago, my girlfriend and I rented an Airbnb in western Pennsylvania for a weekend in October. We wanted someplace quiet outside the city, just woods, hiking trails, and a fireplace. The listing looked perfect. Cabin-style house, 2 bedrooms, great reviews, self-check-in. The owner messaged us the code the day of arrival and said he'd be out of town all weekend. We got there around 6 in the evening. The place looked exactly like the pictures. The only weird thing was the smell. Not horrible, just damp, like old concrete. We figured it was because the house had a basement. There was a locked basement door in the kitchen with a deadbolt on the outside. That should have bothered us more than it did. Why would a basement door need to be locked from the kitchen side? We joked that maybe the owner stored tools down there. That night we made dinner, watched a movie, and went to bed around midnight. At around 3 a.m., I woke up because I heard movement downstairs. Not loud, just careful footsteps. I assumed my girlfriend was in the bathroom until I looked beside me and she was asleep. Then I heard the basement door handle rattle, once, then twice, then slowly, like someone was testing whether it was locked. I woke my girlfriend up immediately. We both sat there listening. Then we heard footsteps walk away across the kitchen. We stayed in the bedroom until morning. When we finally came downstairs, the basement door was slightly open. I know for a fact it had been closed the night before. I pushed it open and looked down the stairs. There was a mattress at the bottom, blankets, a lamp, and fresh cigarette smoke. We left immediately. The owner kept insisting no one else had access. Airbnb refunded us after we sent photos. A month later, I checked the listing. It was gone. A few years ago, I had to stay in Charlotte, North Carolina for about 2 months because of a consulting job. The company was paying part of my housing, but hotels for that long were expensive, so I rented an Airbnb instead. It was a small guest house behind someone's main home in a quiet neighborhood. The listing had over 200 positive reviews, a high rating, and the host was marked as a superhost. His name was Marcus. The place looked normal. Small kitchen, bedroom in the back, private entrance, keypad lock. Nothing felt strange at first. Then little things started happening. The thermostat would be lower when I got home. Kitchen drawer slightly open, food missing, a lamp turned on. I thought I was forgetting things. Then the bed started changing. I'd leave it messy and come back to find it straightened. One pillow had a dent in the middle, like someone had leaned on it. A guy named Derek knocked one night, said he lived nearby. He asked how long I was staying. I lied and said 2 more days. He smiled. That same week, I woke up at 2 a.m. to cabinet doors opening in the kitchen, then footsteps in the living room. I stayed frozen in bed. The next morning, there was a clean plate drying in the sink. I bought a cheap magnetic door alarm and attached it before leaving. When I came back, it was sitting on the counter with the battery removed. That night, I parked nearby and watched the house. Around 9, Marcus unlocked the rental and went inside. 10 minutes later, Derek arrived and walked straight in. They stayed almost 40 minutes. Laughing, using the kitchen. I called police. The next morning, officers searched the place. Inside the bedroom closet, they found a crawl space hidden behind a wall panel. There were blankets, food wrappers, water bottles, and a phone charger inside. Someone had been staying there. Police also found a notebook. There were notes on multiple guests, arrival times, cars, schedules, habits. My page said, sleeps on left side, talks in sleep, doesn't wake easily. Then one final line, ready to try bedroom tonight. I moved out the same day. I've never used Airbnb again. Back in 2021, I rented a studio Airbnb in Arizona for 4 nights while visiting family. It was a converted garage apartment behind a larger house. Everything seemed normal. The owner was an older woman who lived in the main house and barely interacted with me. The second night, I noticed a blinking light behind the TV. It was small and blue. At first, I thought it was from the cable box. Then I moved the TV stand forward. Taped behind it was a phone charger block with a pinhole lens in the center. I unplugged it and looked closer. It was a hidden camera. I immediately packed my things and left. I called Airbnb support from my car. They told me to contact police, which I did. An officer met me nearby and returned with me to the property. The owner claimed it was an old security device from years ago. The officer asked why it was plugged in and facing the bed. She had no answer. They searched the room and found another one inside a smoke detector. I got fully refunded. A few weeks later, I was contacted by investigators. Apparently, several previous guests had reported feeling uncomfortable there but never found anything. The part that still bothers me most is this. That camera behind the TV was aimed directly where I changed clothes. I still check every room I stay in now, even hotels.